It's the final night before the big weekend, and I wanted to take the opportunity to share my predictions for the biggest 2 nights of the professional wrestling calendar. And boy howdy, what a lineup we have ahead. Kicking off the predictions, we have Austin Theory versus John Cena. This, like a lot of the matches at WrestleMania, certainly is an interesting, unpredictable one. Is John Cena here for an extended period? If so, he could, in theory, excuse the pun, win this one. But with the US title on the line, a win for Cena would of course mean future title defences. It's not impossible, but Theory. He's come a long way from the selfie taking gimmick that crashed and burned with his Money in the Bank failed cash-in attempts. It almost feels like anything but a win for Theory would be detrimental to his character moving forward. Theory certainly has a bright future with the company, and a win over John Cena on the biggest night of the year would certainly do wonders to establish him as a main event player. However, I am a fan of John Cena. You can't see me! It feels to me as if John is here to put Theory over. And I think in this case, I would accept a Theory win in the name of progress. Although, probably not the best result in any other situation. My prediction is Austin Theory for the win. Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan Paul. Well, rumour has it Logan Paul's contract is up. Whether or not this will spell the end for Logan's in-ring career is yet to be seen, but he has shown amazing in-ring ability during his year-long run with the company, and I'm sure he has many more great matches in him, if he chooses to do so. However, and it's a big however, he's up against Seth freaking Rollins. Seth is cool heel personified, and undoubtedly one of the most popular wrestlers on the entire WWE roster. I believe under Seth's guidance, this has the potential to be a show-stealing performance from both competitors. But for me, there can only be one winner. Seth freaking Rollins. Trish Stratus, Lita and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, Bayley, Dakota Kai and Io Sky. I'm looking forward to this one. Youth versus experience. This match has all the potential for a classic. Damage Control, under the guidance of Bayley, show real potential for the future. But for the sake of the show, seeing Trish, Lita and the Man lose would be too much of a downer. In a similar vein with Cena Theory, why go to the lengths of bringing back legend status talent if they're not going to further the product in some way? But in this case, Becky and Lita currently hold the tag titles, and they are not on the line. Maybe this is more of a long-term storyline that may play out with some sort of twist along the way. My prediction, a win for Trish, Lita and the Man, Becky Lynch. Brock Lesnar versus Omos with MVP. Now, up until recently, I can't say I was particularly hyped for this match. Now, The Undertaker has recently been doing the rounds in the media, and he has some pretty good things to say about the Giant Omos, particularly regarding his potential as a giant performer, and also regarding his personal persona, describing Omos as a great human being. Well, if The Undertaker likes him, then boy howdy, I like him too. Jokes aside, Brock Lesnar is a great performer, who, to be honest, to me, has seemed a little lost in recent months. Since his feud with Roman Reigns ended and his less than enthusiastic feud with Bobby Lashley came to a miserably weak end, Brock just didn't seem to have anyone else to topple. We've all heard reports that he refused to work with Bray Wyatt, who now seems off the card altogether, and to me, this just seemed to be a match for a match's sake. But maybe there is hope. Maybe Brock has seen it in his heart to give the kind giant Omos a chance here. Guide him through a match of WrestleMania proportions and maybe even allow the big guy a massive win. I predict a Brock Lesnar win here. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I'm not going to lie here, this match has me really nervous. Bianca Belair is a massive hero in our house, so much so that I've bought tickets to take the kids to see WWE live this coming April. All initially because the height of popularity that the EST has achieved in our house. The problem: Asuka. She's good. Very good. Not at all saying that Bianca should be worried, but I am. She has the perfect opportunity to cheat the EST out of the title with some blue mist to the eyes. I have to hope that Bianca can do this. I need Bianca to do this, or the sadness in my house will be too much to bear. My optimistic prediction: Bianca Belair for the win. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Charlotte Flair is a legend, no doubt about it. However, the 14 times world champion has her work cut out here. She is more experienced than Rhea Ripley, but how? Rhea is a powerhouse. I can't wait to see these two clash. Rhea Ripley has had a fantastic year. Her work with the Judgment Day has been exceptional, and her relationship with Dominic Mysterio has been critical to ex-con Dom's recent heel persona. Rhea has just got it, and in a way, her cool heel persona may even make her more popular than the slightly forced baby-faced Flair. Let's be honest, Flair is a natural heel. I have to say I want to see Rhea win this. This would be a deserving payoff for a brilliant year's work, and I think she will. My prediction: Rhea Ripley for the win. Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. This feud has been going on for ages. I have really enjoyed Dom's heel turn, but having said that, some of the home invasion angles have been a little too out there for me. However, Dom has used this to his advantage, and his more recent work as the ex-con persona has been great. Of course, with a lot of help from Mami. Great stuff. Do I want Dom to win? Hell no. I've liked Rey Mysterio for years, and he is well deserved of his place in the up-and-coming Hall of Fame ceremony. If this feud is coming to an end, Rey is going to have to win in my opinion, and I think he has to, especially with the aforementioned Hall of Fame being the same year. Do I think he will win? Now that I'm not too sure of, but for the sake of going on record, I predict somewhat cautiously Rey Mysterio for the win. Will there be a family reunion at the end? No, I don't think so in this case. Ex-con Dom is far too hot a heel to give up on that now. Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Spotfest. And that's not a bad thing either. I still remember the 8-man tag from WrestleMania 8 with rose-tinted perspective. And to be fair, those guys were nowhere near as athletic as these chaps. All the competitors have had a fair amount of TV time recently, so I expect a fairly short, pretty decent match from this. The winners? I don't know, and I don't think it matters all that much. But if I was forced to pick, the Street Profits for the win. On a side note, this could be an opportunity to set up an Alpha Academy split. Try and set up a singles run for Chad Gable, he's pretty good. The same could be said for the Street Profits, but well, we'll see. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Spotfest 2. Again, that's no bad thing. After all, they are calling them showcase matches. Lots of talent in this, and opportunity to start some potential interesting feuds. I'm a big fan of Liv Morgan ever since the Money in the Bank sunset flip powerbomb off the ladder. Liv has had a great year and a good run as champion, if not a little short. I think it was just the wrong time for her, but I hope to see her with the belt again one day. Natalya, another favourite of mine, is in the mix, and of course it's the powerhouse duo of Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Could there be a potential feud brewing between these two, or can we expect a run of dominance as a tag team duo? A lot of talent in the mix. Who would I like to win? Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Who do I think will win? Ronda and Shayna. Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor. Similar to the Mysterio angle, this feud seems to have been going on for ages. However, the teased return of the Demon Finn Balor and potential old school Brood Edge has me pretty excited. With the addition of the Hell in the Cell stipulation, this has the potential to be a show stealer. If you add the Judgment Day to the mix, then could we expect some backup for Edge? Imagine, just imagine, Beth Phoenix and the Brood. Might not mean an awful lot to a younger audience, but to an Attitude Era enthusiast like myself, that's a potential nostalgia fest that I can't ignore. Obviously, with Christian on the other channel, it seems a little unlikely, but one can dream. Either way, this should be a pretty good match. At this stage of Edge's career, I'd like to see him get the win. Finn Balor doesn't need the torch, and I believe he has a strong enough future without it. So yes, my prediction is Edge for the win. Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. I like all the guys in this match, but the curse of the three-way might come into play a little bit here. It could be an interesting way to take the title off Gunther without beating him, although I don't think this is likely to happen. They are all good enough to put on a good match, but unless you're a fan of the Ric Flair style chop, then this could run a little long. My prediction is Gunther for the win, and lots of chops. The Usos, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Oh boy, I could talk about this all day. I just don't know how this will pan out. It's been Sami's year, yes, but largely thanks to all the competitors in this match. I like the Usos a lot, especially as heels, and they are a great tag team. But they have had the belts for a long time, over 600 days. This is all very impressive, but I think it's time for a change, and if anyone is going to make that happen, it's got to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Their story, along with the bloodline, has been amazing, and I almost don't want it to end, but I think it's time. My prediction, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, new tag team champions, and it's going to be one hell of an emotional ride. The Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes is our Sunday night main event. This is the one I have been waiting for. Ever since Cody returned last year against Seth Rollins, this match has always looked likely, and it's finally here. This is Cody's opportunity to finish his story, be the first of the legendary Rhodes family to headline WrestleMania, to do the impossible and win the undisputed World Championship. But it's not going to be easy. Roman Reigns has held the title now for over 930 days. That's a long time. In that time, he has defended against the best the WWE has to offer. And now it's Cody's turn. It's now or never, folks, and I hope it's now. I don't think I can stand the sound of Roman Reigns music blaring out of my TV in the early hours of the morning while I sit in silence, sobbing into my Dr. Pepper. My optimistic prediction: Cody Rhodes, the new WWE Undisputed Champion.